Hey guys, it's Abby. Welcome back to a new video. So welcome back to episode 2 of Growing Through It. Today we're going to talk about how I really do believe being delusional will change your life, and it will change your life for the better. Let's take you back to 2023 and I was 16. I was posting on TikTok for a good 6-7 months because I finally decided, oh wait, I actually think I want to start posting. And I remember I posted a TikTok and I was like, editing the YouTube videos that I'm never actually going to post. And all the comments were like, post the video, post it, you make a channel, girl. And so what did I do? I made a channel. And look at me now. It's like mad to think about, isn't it? Like, who would have thought that 2 years ago me or 3 years ago me that like I would be here? It's just not. It just shows that if you just believe in yourself, you'll take yourself so unbelievably far. And I really do believe that. My home screen says that the little things make a big difference, because they truly do. Once I decided that I wanted to make a YouTube video, once I started posting, and once I started posting every single week without fail, that's when I saw a difference in my growth and my personal growth, my internet growth. It's just mental. And being delusional is not just about things you can gain physically and materialistically. It's really about like what you can gain mentally and your subconscious and all of that. If I wasn't as delusional as I am today, I truly don't believe I'd be as confident. I don't think I'd go after what I want, and I don't think I would just do anything with my life, because I'm very much an anxious person, anxious Annie if you will, and I often just keep to myself. My YouTube world and my internet like outgoing personality is not the same as who I am without the camera. I'm the exact same when I'm with my friends, but as soon as I'm with people I don't know, I shut up completely. And so this has really helped me to become a different person and strive for those motherfucking goals that I've always wanted to achieve, because I was like 8 watching RCL Beauty 101 and all of those big YouTubers, and I wanted to be them, and I remember it, and I just remember having the yearning for it, and I just didn't know how to get there. And it was so lovely, because now looking back on it, I know that like I'm living the dream right now. And if young Abby could see me now, she honestly wouldn't believe me. Like, she just wouldn't believe that this is happening. And I think that's so inspiring to think about how in a year's time I could look back at this video, or I could look back at journal entries that I've created, and I can be like, wow, you go girl, I'm so proud of you kind of situation. Because I do that with every single journal entry I have. I've got journal entries going back to 2019, maybe even further back, and I'm so unbelievably proud of her. And also, this is your sign to start journaling. Even if you're not journaling every day, if you're just journaling like big significant events in your life. I don't remember exactly how I experience things from like years ago, and so it's nice to have it written down from my perspective, how I write. And it's not like someone else is telling my story, I'm telling my story. And it's very nice to be able to read it back and go, wow, I've changed so much. I have grown so much, and also I'm just so proud that she was able to go through that and come out the other side and be okay. Change is such a weird and hard concept for me, I can't lie. I'm getting a lot better this year because a lot has changed, and I have grown a lot. I'm going to use my driving as an example. I used to hate the thought of driving. I used to be scared. Actually no, we've got to go back even further. I used to be scared to get on a bus, right? Which any normal person would not be scared to get on a bus, but for some reason that was just one of my anxiousnesses, and I was just scared to get on a bus. I had to get on a bus basically. And then it showed me that it's not scary at all, and then it became the way I get from point A to point B throughout the whole of last year. So it was a good job I conquered that fear. And then that happened the same with driving for me. I used to be so scared to get in front of a car and drive and be responsible for the vehicle, which was terrifying to the thought of it. Look at me a year and a bit later, and I passed my driving test. I'm now driving pretty much every day. It shows growth is so possible, and people do change. People are always capable of change, it's just whether they want to change, and I do believe that. And that also comes down to friendships and relationships, if people want to change, they will change. I do really believe that, and because like I've changed and like other special people in my life have changed. Also, do we like my hair and my makeup today and my outfit today? I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much. I feel all cutesy and all like coquette and all like just cute. Going back to being delusional, I do so believe that once you start and once you are consistent with something, you don't stop something because you're so passionate and you're so driven to do it. You're just going to be so like high with the success of yourself, not even for physical numbers or for money or for anything like that, just for the personal fulfillment of you completing this task. It's why I find to-do lists for me, because I'm such an unorganised, messy person, without me forcing myself to do organisation and to tidy my space and stuff, and I have been for years. I do think I'm such a type B person, which I don't like putting myself in that category, but I'm definitely not a type A where you're so like on organisation and stuff. But I do just think it comes down to discipline, and if you want something bad enough and you want to be your dream girl, or you want to live in a certain place, or you want to travel to a certain place, you're gonna find the money to go do that, or you're just gonna figure out your internal mental shit and you're gonna do it. And I do believe that, because there used to be times where I used to not have the motivation or the drive to do YouTube, but I knew that's what little Abby wants, and a lot of the time that's what drives me to do this, because I like to honour her. Why am I I'm gonna cry again. We're on a tally of 2 now episodes that we're gonna cry in. What? It shows how much like when I get personal it just actually affects me, which is crazy. Oh, also my hair is showing. I don't know if you guys can see, but I can see. But I do believe that everything I do is for her. She had no idea if she was going to make it to 18. Not as in make it, but as in she couldn't picture her life at 18. I definitely, even a year ago, wouldn't have pictured my life like this. 2 years ago, no chance. The further we go back, the further it just seems more unrealistic, and that's why you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I don't mean that as in like bungee jumping and skydiving and crazy stuff, but honestly, if that's your prerogative and you're scared of that, go do it, because then you'll break the fear. Because I do believe that the only way you'll break a fear is by doing little steps to get there and then just doing the big thing at the end. Because as I said, I was so terrified of driving. So I did my first driving lesson and I found it was okay. Then once I did more and more and I was getting to harder things, my leg was literally physically shaking from the anxiety. Like it was physically like, and I wasn't like putting on the shaking. Like my clutch foot would not stop shaking every time I pushed it down when I was like waiting to go again. And like I kept something to my driving instructor, like my foot shaking, and the more I was thinking about my foot shaking, the worse it was getting. Now fast forward to me now, my foot doesn't shake one single bit because I've just calmed that in myself. I did so much journaling. I did so much of like writing down my internal thoughts of, I don't feel like I should be responsible for this. I don't feel like I am ready to drive a car, blah, 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 blah. All my scared, anxious thoughts I just put down on paper. What is really fulfilling in my journal, I wrote all about my driving, and I wrote the week before my driving test. Where is it? Where's my actual journal? I actually have, so basically I did 2 driving tests, and I have the weeks leading up to my first driving test, the night before my driving test, the morning of my first driving test, after my driving test when I failed my first driving test, all the way to my second driving test, the week before my driving test, then the page after my driving test that's like, I fucking passed. That's so fulfilling, because obviously I passed it, and now it's not as much of a hurdle as it was. And I truly believe if I wasn't as delusional and I didn't unpack the things that were so daunting in my head, I would be sat here in this very moment talking about this, because it wouldn't have happened. And that was only back in August, and it's now November. I wonder where I'll be in March. I just find it so interesting to know wherever I could be and where I'm going and how far I can go, and the sky's such the limit, and I love it, and it makes me so inspired doing these talks because, as I said in the last one, if you watched the last one, it's just a stream of consciousness. I'm not really exactly thinking about exactly what I'm saying. I'm just kind of everything. It's like a word bubble that's just blah, 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 blah. And just everything that's in my brain I'm just throwing out there to you guys. But I truly believe that like the more unrealistic your goals are and the more drive you have to go and achieve them, you will so achieve them. You need to get rid of any sort of doubt you have in your mind that you're not going to achieve them, because I wholeheartedly believe that I'm going to be travelling and I'm going to be making this my full-time career, and that I'm going to be giving my parents a first-class ticket in the next 5 years. And I'm not even exaggerating. I know I will be doing that, and I can't wait for the video where I'm looking back at this moment where I've just said this and comparing it with my flight, and I can just see it happening because I have the drive to do it, and I'm so delusional that I'm going to go out and get it. And it's not about being delusional that you don't want to go out and get it. It's being delusional and knowing you have to do the work, and then you go out and you give it all you've goddamn got. And maybe that means sleepless nights, maybe that means making yourself work harder than you normally would, but maybe that's a good thing. But maybe that is a good thing, because then you don't know where you could end up. You could end up to living on another country. You could end up meeting the love of your life. You could end up meeting your new best friends. Or you could realise that actually the people that I'm with are the perfect people for me. Life is such a unexpected, and so it can change like that. It really can. And it's so beautifully scary, I think is the best way to put that. You never know exactly where you're going to end up. One decision can take you down one path, another decision can take you down another path, and it's just what you want to do and what you want to spend your time on. Be goddamn delusional and you will honestly get your goals. And you know, like the fig tree, when you like have all your passions and all your roots of like career you want to do, I do believe that, yeah, you might not be able to do every single, like say you want to be a doctor and then you want to be a lawyer. That is hard, but if someone wants to do that, I'm sure there's someone out there that's done that. If I remember, I'll put it on the screen. Like, if you've really got the drive to do it, and if you have the work ethic and you want to do it that badly, you're somehow going to make it work. You're going to wake up early, you're going to go to bed later, you're going to prioritise the half an hour, the 10 minutes, the 5 minutes, doing the minimum tasks, than you would procrastinating on the 50-minute tasks that could take 5 minutes. And I'm so bad at procrastination. That is something that I'm really trying to tackle this year, and I've got so much better this year at it. I had a very big lull from like April to like June for a little bit, and to be fair, it was my A-level season, so that is partly why I'm saying that. But procrastination really just kills creativity, like it really does. When you're such a creative person, you're gonna want to, the only way that you can get new ideas and you can create new things is by just keep on creating. And I'm so bad at this when it comes to physically being creative, because I'm very good at being digitally creative, as you see, but I like to draw, I like to sew, and in my spare time it's very hard to get me to do that because I'm doing this work. I'm really talking about something that I'm passionate about, and it comes out through yawning for some reason. But when I used to film YouTube videos being like, try to be creative for 24 hours, that's because that's the only time I could get myself to get off my bed and do stuff. It's really weird. TikTok's like a really weird thing that's actually really affecting some people, and it really affected me. And it's so weird how it like trances you to your bed. Has anyone else noticed that? It's really, really odd. It's so odd that like I get stuck to my bed when making TikToks. Not making TikToks, when I'm just scrolling and scrolling, and you don't realise how much time passes and how many videos you watch, and then you don't even remember what videos you watch, and then you look up at the time and you've lost like an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours. It's actually mental. Like, a time we must have lost like by scrolling, and how I know so many people scroll for so many hours out of their day, and it's such a waste of time. I do believe that everyone should be creating and not consuming. That's why I try and create my stuff so I'm not consuming, but obviously people consume my content, and I do really appreciate that. I think we should consume content like with purpose and with meaning, and as soon as we're just aimlessly, mindlessly scrolling, then it just becomes so unintentional and so just a waste of time. Like, even though it's cold now, the sky still turns blue, there's still stars out in the sky, there's still nature to be seen, there's our pets that we can see, there's experiences that we need to have. Yes, people can be so annoying, and I can agree, but that's why you've got to find the people for you. And yes, you can unwind from technology and from social media, but also once you get in the loop, it's very hard to get out of it. Anyway, back to being delusional. Delusion, to me, what does that word mean? To me, it just means having a razor focus, a blind focus. What's that called? It's like when horses are like only looking for their goal. To me, that's what delusion means. To other people, it probably means like crazy or like unrealistic, and they're just stupid and blah 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 blah. But to me, it just means like, oh, okay, they know what they want, and they're gonna have nothing in their way to stop them from getting it. And to me, that sounds like success, and that sounds like independence, and that sounds like a freaking girl boss. Anyone that has been successful has not stopped, or they've stopped and then thought about their goal again and gone, actually, I want my goal now, and then have gone back and been consistent and shown up, done the work, done the internal work, and have made connections with people, found ways to get themselves through the door first before anyone else, found ways for them to make more money than everyone else, because unfortunately it's a me before them society. Like, you've got to put yourself first, and then once you can put yourself first, then you can give back to people. That's personally what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be putting myself first, and then giving everyone that I owe anything to, and giving that back to them, because it's very hard to get anywhere in life if you're not ahead of the game, and that's such a hard thing to hear. But I kind of realised that I kind of realised that like when I go to uni, having YouTube as my full-time job would be perfect, because everyone becomes such a broke uni student, and being able to have a portable job would be amazing. Obviously, I don't just love YouTube for the money that can come out of it, because I simply wouldn't be doing it still if I was just trying to get money, because obviously I would have got bored. This truly made me a better person, and I believe that so wholeheartedly. Yeah, I don't even know what I would be like without it, because I just think my room would still be so messy. I would just not be brushing my teeth every day, which I've realised that is the root of most of my problems, and tidying my room. They are the root of most of my problems of productivity. As soon as they are not done, I'm staying in my bed and I'm scrolling on TikTok and I'm doing nothing with my day. But if I do those two things, my room is tidy and my teeth are clean, I'm filming videos because I feel prettier, I do my makeup, I make sure my hair is washed, and like I then bring out a load of content, and then I do an essay that's due, and then it's just finding out what things are holding you back from becoming doesn't even have to be your best self, just a self that's a bit better than what you have been. So like, and I never thought it was, obviously I knew it wasn't healthy to not keep your teeth clean and stuff like that, but I never saw it as oh okay, that's what's holding me back. But as soon as I said that and I realised that, and I just was aware of that, I was like, oh, okay, like I see now. And this year I vlogged this year the most out of my entire life. Like, I don't think I've put the camera down, and for the last 6 months I've been filming on my phone, so it's been very personal, because all I'm doing is just talking to my phone. I'm not talking to a camera, I'm just talking to a phone, and it's so much more personal because it's just like I'm talking to me, because my mirror is behind me as well, so it's literally just like I'm talking to myself. And I forget how so many people sometimes do see my posts, and it means the world to me when I realise that. I can't lie. Delusion has got me to this seat right now, And delusion will get me so far in the future. It's going to get me at fashion shows, it's going to get me on first class tickets, it's going to take me all around the world, it's going to make me meet new people, it's going to make me make new connections, and I'm going to go try new things, try new food, try new drinks, make new friends, go to new places. And if I didn't have delusion, if you don't have delusion, you wouldn't have an F to give, and you just wouldn't dare to try anything. And I think you need to have delusion to just go for stuff, because delusion isn't necessarily like, you know, the stigma around being delusional. It's like, oh, I'm so delusional, I'm so ditzy, blah 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 blah. I don't think it's that. I think it's just that you just decide you're not like everyone else, and that you actually want to change the 70 years you have left. Because to me, it's like it's a countdown, but not countdown in a, oh my god, I'm going to die. No, it's just a countdown to see how much I can accomplish in the however many days I've got left. And I think if every day I accomplish something that makes me happy, makes me a better person, makes the world a better place, helps someone else, I will go and I'll feel fulfilled. And it's such a horrible, weird concept to think about. I'm only 18, like I don't need to be thinking about death, but also it could be tomorrow for all I know, and I don't know. No one knows. And it's like that movie where you know your death day, so then you go and do things that you want to go do. It's like, just tell yourself every day that your death day is tomorrow, and then today you're going to live so much more. And I find that so powerful, because if you did know you were going to die tomorrow, what would you do? Literally think to yourself right now, whoever was watching this, think to yourself exactly what would you do. I would go kiss the people I love. I would go and do something really like outrageous, not illegal by the way, just outrageously, like something like thrilling, like a bungee jump or a skydive, or like something adrenaline wise that makes me feel alive and makes me feel so happy. A lot of adrenaline really just like wakes me up and sparks me and reminds me that, like, wow, like I'm actually living. Yes, it might be terrifying in the moment, but like that terrifying adrenaline really like just wakes me up, and it really reminds me that, yeah, I am actually alive and I am actually here. Because a lot of the time I feel like dissociated sometimes from my own existence and my own body and my eyes, because obviously I've got my lazy eyes and they do some weird like disassociation, disorientation thing. Things like that, things like love, things like adrenaline, things like calmness and still. It's very opposite. It's like I almost need half like adrenaline and half like nothingness. And then I just kind of am so still inside. It's so nice that I get to talk about all of this with you guys. And obviously if people don't want to listen, they don't have to listen. And I love it, because when you're in real life and someone's talking at you, you have no choice but to listen, because you can hear it. Whereas with this, someone has to click on my video, someone has to listen to me. And I find that so, one, lovely, that if you've chosen to click on my video and listen to me, thank you so much. It means the world, because it shows you care, and it shows you're a nice person and you're a good person and you deserve all the love in the world, first of all. And also, no one has to listen. And that's almost freeing for me, because I really hate when someone gives their opinion to me in real life when I didn't ask. And I try to not do that in real life a lot. I try to not give my opinion if I know it's not suited, if they're not going to like it, if they didn't ask. Whereas with this, I give my opinion and I give no Fs, because people can either follow me, unfollow me, block me, you know, it's their choice what they do. Because it's a virtual world at the end of the day, it's not real. And also that's a reminder, social media is not real. Don't forget that. I know it can feel very consuming and it can feel very real, but it's not, I promise. I'm going to wrap up today's episode here. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode, and you'll be getting a new episode every single Friday, so stay tuned. Love you all so much. I hope this has helped you in some way, and if it has, please message me. I would love to know if it's helped. And you all mean so much to me, and I love you all so much. Bye.